Now, in a confirmation of his ambition to vie for the presidential ticket of the African Democratic Congress, ADC, former Minister of Transport Chibuike Amaechi has stated that he is confident of defeating President Bola Tinubu in the 2027 presidential election if he secures the ticket of the ADC. Amaechi has claimed he knows the strengths and weaknesses of President Bola Tinubu. Speaking during a conversation on X Spaces, Amaechi asserted that he would unseat Tinubu in the 2027 presidential election if given the African Democratic Congress ADC ticket. According to the former governor of Rivers State, although he has never contested against the president, he's confident of victory if the opportunity arises. Also, Amaechi vowed to change the Nigerian constitution and end corruption within 1 month if elected president in 2027. Amid growing speculation, now onto another story, amid growing speculation that former President Goodluck Jonathan may join the 2027 presidential race, and he's being courted by the African Democratic Congress, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has put on hold his planned collection of the ADC membership card. Atiku, who recently resigned from his membership of the People's Democratic Party after prolonged internal disputes, was scheduled to formalize his defection to ADC with the collection of his membership card. However, the ceremony, which was slated for last Wednesday, August 6th, was postponed indefinitely without an official explanation from the former vice president's camp. Now, joining us now on the Political Brief to discuss these stories is Arise Director of News and Politics Editor, Sumner Sambo. Of course, after Sumner will be joined by Rotimi. Sumner, good morning and welcome to the program today.
Good morning, Vimbai. Good morning, Dr. Abati, and good morning, Rufai.
Morning, Sumner. Morning.
Well, Sumner, okay, the two issues on the table. Rotimi Amaechi says he's confident that he will be able to displace President Tinubu because he knows his strengths and weaknesses. Well, does he really know his strengths and weaknesses? After all, they contested the primaries of the APC together before President Bola Ahmed Tinubu emerged. So what does he know? We don't know what he knows, and he has not told us. And does he assume that the strengths and weaknesses that he knew previously are still at the same level now that President Tinubu is the incumbent president? Number two, he says he will fight corruption in Nigeria in 1 month. How is he going to do that? Do you really believe that? He hasn't given us a roadmap as to how he will do it. Will he start, by leading by example, which is what many Nigerians are concerned about? So I see a lot of questions there. I don't know what you think, whether you think he's such a genius of his strategies that he'll be able to do that. Then as for Vice President Atiku, we're told his collection of membership form has been postponed, and maybe he will do it later. And people are linking this to the speculation, the academic speculation that President Jonathan is likely to join the ADC. I said it's speculative and academic because President Jonathan himself has not spoken emphatically to say he's going in what direction or the other. So what do you think is holding Vice President Atiku Abubakar's hands? Or you think that there is trouble even in the ADC?
All right. I mean, a whole lot is happening there, but I will just start from Rotimi Amaechi's talks, and I will just regard it as political distraction. The ADC seems to have, been giving APC some heat in the sense that President Tinubu's political credentials as a master strategist within Nigeria's politics will be tested in 2027 by these gentlemen who know him very well. So in my own thinking, I think they've started playing a game against Tinubu, a chess game that Tinubu himself may be confused if he's not careful. Because what I see here are people who have devised several tendencies to sort of obfuscate the realities that Tinubu and his team may actually be planning towards at the moment. So I think that Rotimi Amaechi is being sent by certain people within the ADC to distract him. If you look at the strategies ongoing right now, you will see that it is not really clear exactly who may likely get the ADC ticket, not because you cannot make the calculations, but because I think that these ADC leaders have all agreed to bring in place certain techniques that they will use to confuse the APC election planning committee ahead of the 2027 elections. So here's Rotimi Amaechi, whose highest political capacity has been the Director General of the Buhari-Osinbajo campaign in 2014 and 2019, coming to say that he would defeat Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It's not going to be easy. It's not really going to be easy because Tinubu himself has a whole chunk of people who believe in his capacity in the APC. And you will understand that if it comes to the issues of obtaining tickets, Tinubu has a strategy that is very difficult to defeat. But can Rotimi Amaechi even get the ADC ticket? I don't really see that happening. But I'm saying him saying all of this to confuse the Bola Tinubu political machinery. And you will see that none of the ADC leaders, for example, has fully come out to say that they are even in ADC. Peter Obi right now is still a member of the Labour Party. Atiku Abubakar is here to pick the ticket, is here to pick a membership form in the ADC. So in all of this, I would just say that Nigerians should just watch Rotimi Amaechi very well. But the areas I want Nigerians to really concentrate on is the revelation by Rotimi Amaechi about the issues of election rigging. If we had the Nigerian police working very well, like it happens in other countries, Rotimi Amaechi should be called to the police headquarters to actually provide more insight. Because with what he had said, it looks like the election planning machinery of the APC in 2014/2015 and 2018/2019 factored in rigging. And people like those who were in charge, like Babatunde Fashola, I mean, they should come out and clear the air. If Amaechi says that a group of governors usually meet, a group of agencies of government are usually asked to bring monies, shouldn't the APC, as Nigeria's governing party, be providing clarity to Nigerians on that? Because I see it as an indictment.
Okay.
And then very quickly on the issues you raised about Atiku Abubakar, I think that he is still calculating his steps, but I don't see Jonathan even wanting to go to the ADC. It will be very difficult for Jonathan to pick the ticket, except if they do want to offer him an automatic ticket. Okay. And of course, that may cause serious troubles within the ADC. And of course, I don't really see Jonathan going to the ADC. Okay. Not at all. Not even the PDP. Okay, because Sumner, I just see them wanting to introduce Jonathan as a distraction. Okay, so you've spoken about the distractions, and your analysis is that these are all strategies to confuse their political opponents with regards to us not really having any certainty as to which direction they're going in for the position of their flag bearer. But do you think that this might be working against them? Because, several people are saying that, especially for somebody like Peter Obi, people are saying that we want to know where he is so that we can start to mobilize around him, or whoever the other people are saying, if this is the person, then let us know in time so we can mobilize. Is time on their side for this type of game? Vimba, haven't you seen what is happening in the political parties? With accusations that President Tinubu seems to be sending his APC chieftains and others to actually cause chaos in the political parties. The ADC is accusing the presidency of interfering and allegedly sponsoring several people to dismantle the party. The same thing with the PDP accusing the presidency. The same thing with the Labour Party and all of that. So, I mean, from political watchers that I've talked about and party insiders, they said that it's too early because we have till July, about June, July, August next year for candidates to emerge. And they say it's too early for them to actually come together and present a united front. Because if they do that, Bola Tinubu will use his machinery, political machinery, and the political machinery of the government, coercive apparatus of state, to actually interfere in that party and cause problems. So it's a strategy within them to continue to confuse. So the APC will be planning against a Peter Obi, planning against an Atiku Abubakar, planning against Rotimi Amaechi at the same time. Don't you think that it is an advantage for these opposition leaders, well, that's the way they see it. Because if they do come out and concentrate on one person and reveal that person right now, the APC will be strengthened to be able to fight that person. So in one way or the other, if you look at it, they have a point. But in reality, Atiku Abubakar, the pressure seems to be on him so much to actually pave the way for the younger people to come out. And one strategy that is not being said here is that they may not even use the ADC as a political party. Okay. And that's what I've been told by some of them. So the APC should watch out, and the confusion will continue until these opposition leaders eventually settle for one political party. What that party will be is not what any of us can tell for now.
Okay, I mean, you've just given very, very juicy information to the APC. I'm sure today, too, in the political fold, they will have known. So, I mean, its roots continues. At first, it was the SDP. A lot of people gravitated towards the then it's not the SDP, that's the ADP. But sometimes you need to know why I'm laughing this morning. A DG of a campaign, the DG that ran the campaign, is telling you that there were plans for rigging. You are saying the other people should come out and talk against it. We are waiting, Sumner. The DG that ran the campaign has told you something. And you are saying people should come. It's an indictment. It's something. We speak English too much in this country. He's the DG. He ran the campaign. He's telling you what he did. He's giving you evidence. He's telling you. And second question I'd like to ask you sometimes. Do you think that there's been any election in this country since you've been covering election that is devoid of rigging? Show me one that all the parties involved did not rig. Show me one. That's my question to you.
All right. I mean, you've raised an important part. And I just want to read, quote what Ibrahim Mantu, former Deputy Senate President, who is late now, who was of the PDP, has said. And please, this is a quote. He says, all our elections in the past, I have been in this game for about 40 years. And I tell you, each time it is not necessarily when I am contesting an election, but when my party sponsors a candidate, I would like the candidate to win an election. What we used to do before, we make provisions for INEC, that's Independent National Electoral Commission. We make provisions for security agents. We make provisions for even agents of other parties so that they will not raise any objection to whatever we're able to get. So whether I rig myself or not by providing those resources, financial inducement to officials, I am rigging. This is a revelation that was made by Ibrahim Mantu in 2018, where he categorically stated that since the return to democracy, the governing parties have been rigging elections. That was under the PDP era. And now you have a Rotimi Amaechi who was DG campaign under the APC era, repeating the same thing that the election planning committees of these governing parties actually factor in rigging. So what is the police waiting for? What is the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission or the ICPC? What are they waiting for? Because this says that the will of the Nigerian people is not being allowed to prevail. Yeah. And ahead of the next elections, what is INEC going to do to tell Nigerians that their will prevail? Well, the incumbent INEC chairman will not be the one to conduct the elections. And that's why I'm appealing to Nigerians to put more focus on the next INEC chairman that will be appointed to ensure that they pressure the executive to ensure that the right person who has the interest of the country is appointed INEC chairman. Because whether we like it or not, based on these revelations, the governing political parties, the major political parties are factoring rigging as part of the election winning plans.
I just want to make this point quickly. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, Sumner. That will not happen. As long as it's the president of the country that selects who is going to be the INEC chairman and is also running in that election. Those were the things the Uwais reports talked against in the first place. That will not happen. And that's the sad reality. And you are saying INEC should go after them. With due respect, Sumner, has INEC told us what constitutes the technical glitch alone in the last election? So maybe INEC should start by telling us what made up the technical glitch in the last election. And Amaechi also attacked Jonathan. You know, in all of this, he attacked other people and Jonathan. He said he doesn't regret working against it. So the question is, INEC that has not started by telling us what made up the technical glitch in the last election, are you the ones that are saying that they should take action as regards the revelation being made? Let's not deceive ourselves, Sumner. Thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you.
Sumner, Sambo, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for that robust analysis. Can't wait to have you back again.